Hey guys, it's Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. I've been living in Japan approximately 5 years, and in this video I want to share with you guys how I studied Japanese. I remember how I studied English. It was during my school years, and at that time, studying a new language, it was just an unpleasant and boring subject. However, when I started to learn and use foreign language by choice, it became something much more for me. I am still studying English, and I realized that each language opens a new window for you. And even I feel like I have different personalities for different languages and different ways of thinking and forms of expressing myself. I never ever in my life thought that I would study Japanese. It happened by chance. I just came to Japan to work as a model just for 3 months. It was planning for 3 months, but turned out I stayed to live here and learning Japanese became absolutely necessary for me. So I decided to go to a language school. So I found a perfect language school for me and went there. At the language school, of course, you study by textbooks. So I will show you some. I have plenty of the textbooks and they're all different. Unfortunately, I don't have my first textbook, but I will show you my latest ones. So first book, it's Minna no Nihongo. You probably guys know about this book. I think it's the most popular one. So yeah, I studied by this book also. Here you have grammar, here you have words, here you have basically everything in this book.
The main textbook is entirely in Japanese, which helps you to get used to the language faster. Used in language schools in Japan, however, it can be difficult for self-study without a teacher.
With Minna no Nihongo, I studied basics of Japanese language and then I switched to another ones. Another books I got from my school was these ones. These books come in set of two. First book is reading, grammar, and listening, and the second book it's kanji and vocabulary.
With these books, you can prepare for the GLPT test. They are available for different levels and include exactly the vocabulary, kanji, and grammar that will appear on the exam. Additionally, the structured approach and extensive practice exercise help reinforce your understanding and improve your language skills. It's a great way to prepare effectively and build a solid foundation in Japanese.
And the last book which I got from a school is this one, for level N3. It was the most difficult book of all.
The most challenging textbook. Explanations were hard to understand. Honestly, I got it in different language school and the teachers would print exercises for each lesson, which I still keep in the book.
So, if you're a beginner and thinking which book should you choose for studying Japanese basics, personally, I recommend you Minna no Nihongo because all my friends and I used this book in the beginning. After I studied some basics, I just went to Tsutaya bookstore in Shibuya and bought this book. This book is called Make It Out in Japanese. It contains real dialogues that you will encounter in real life and also features new words that you will definitely won't able to find in any textbooks.
I enjoyed this book so much because it's straightforward with engaging dialogues and catchy phrases. Guys, look at this. It even includes comics, which makes it more fun.
To study hiragana and katakana, Japanese alphabets, it took me around 1 month, but I didn't use any textbooks, I just studied by myself using internet. My favorite method of learning new languages is through conversations. That's what I also use with Japanese language. As soon as I work as a model at that time, also it was plenty of shootings and auditions, and of course I needed to communicate with people, so I wanted to do it in Japanese. Some random stuff, for example, like yesterday I learned a new word, empitsukezuri. Oh, fun fact, empitsukezuri was my first word. You know, like, why empitsukezuri? Someone explain me, please. It's a pencil sharpener. I remember that I just hear that word somewhere and I was like, empitsukezuri. Oh, that word is really nice, and I just remember it. I don't know why. It's like empitsukezuri. It was every time in my mind. I heard that word, I remember it, and I wanted to use it in some dialogues, just like simple ones. For example, I knew how to ask a question. You just need to add deska. So I was just like, emputsukezuri desu ka? Is it like pencil sharpener? Of course it's not. So the person will answer you, oh, no, 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 no. I don't know. It was actually weird stuff, but but yeah, I think Japanese people understood that I was trying to learn some Japanese, so they were agreed to help me in any way, even if that way is so weird. And that was my perfect method of studying. Then I was just trying to listen to the new words or find them somewhere. At that time I used even GPT chat, just like, oh, tell me some new words, and there is a list of these new words. I just remember them and then try to use them in some lines. Conversation with a Japanese person, they're pretty same lines. I mean, every time, like, yoroshiku onegai shimasu, otsukaresama desu, every time you hear these lines and you just remember it accidentally, like it stacks in your brain. I think the most effective way of studying any language, doesn't matter, it's be surrounded by people who are natives. And that's a huge plus if they don't know your language or they don't know English, for example, because you have no choice. You need to communicate with them. So you will try to do it. In the beginning, I was so afraid that I will do some mistakes or something, or said something wrong. And even now, of course, I do some mistakes and say something wrong. But then I realized that, man, I am studying new language. That's obvious that I will make some mistakes, but everybody understands that. Everybody respects me. Like, really, when Japanese people know that I'm studying language, their language, they're so like, oh, sugoi, sugoi. They always cheer me up and always like, oh, okay, okay, daijoubu, let's talk, let's talk. So I like it. Guys, please don't be afraid of doing any mistakes. It's okay. And then, when I step by step improved my Japanese, I just started to watch some movies in Japanese. I used subtitles in the beginning in English, but the problem was I was every time just reading those subtitles, and I decided to do in another way. I discovered the new studying technique, although it took a little bit longer time, but it was the most effective for me. I watched one sentence 3 times. First time without any subtitles. I was just trying to hear and maybe recognize some words. Second time, it's with Japanese subtitles. I was just seeing the subtitles and maybe I know any kanji, maybe I can guess what is sentence about. And final third time, I watched it with English subtitles. That's it. And all these 3 times, you every time hear it in Japanese, hear the sentence in Japanese, and I think you start to remember how to pronounce, and you see the subtitles. And you can also remember how it's written. I am still using this technique and it's amazing. I think it works for me perfectly. Also, as soon as I decided to become a YouTuber, Japanese YouTuber, so I just started to speak Japanese in my YouTube videos. And guys, honestly saying, I sometimes use the GPT chat for helping me build the right sentence, because I'm not really good in grammar, so forgive me, please. In this case, I also watch Japanese YouTubers, and in some videos there is already subtitles, so it's perfect. I also want to share with you guys my favorite Japanese blogger. It's Miyako-san. I love her so much, and I want you to know that I also study Japanese with the help of her videos. This is also a very good method when you study using Japanese everywhere. For example, I want to watch some YouTube about workouts. I look for videos not in my native language, but in Japanese. Or listen to podcasts on topics that interest me in Japanese. The secret is very simple. The more you integrate Japanese in your life, the better. Watch, listen, talk in Japanese, and success will follow. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please write down in the comments below, and see you in the next videos. Bye bye!